Good everyone, welcome to this video. Today we have the return of the Scumbag Alert series, which I'm sure some of you missed. And in typical fashion, it's whenever I get a new toy. Honestly, I don't know why this happens, but clearly I'm just destined to meet people like this whenever I get a new toy. So I was out in my AMD.35 SA35 trying to see if this thing really is good, bad, amazing, or downright crap. And well, I've not had great games in this thing, and I think it's not very good, but that's a story for another day, I guess. But of course, that's not why we're here today. We're here to take a look at a player called Biancacris, or how the hell you say that, I don't know. And this is another one of those incidents that I don't know. Like, what the fuck was this guy's problem is the best way I can put it. The only real reason I can think of is what I'll show you in the video, but like, I really don't know. I just don't understand it. But yeah, it leads to me getting killed, and then he pretty much gets killed immediately after, so I suppose that's a bit of karma, but I just don't understand this person. And he didn't even say anything in the chat, so I think this was just a typical troll. And unfortunately, since Gaijin are not cracking down enough on these sorts of things, we're going to have to deal with this sort of thing a little while longer. But anyway, seeing as we are going to be taking a look at this replay, I'll skip ahead and I'll see you there. So you join me where the incident pretty much starts, in a way. I suppose. This is the only thing I could think of that would cause this incident to occur. So, I'm just driving along and I decided to head up this slope. It's going to be easier if I take it at a different angle. So, I thought, let's give it a go and see if I can get up here. And I could, but then the engine just lost RPM towards the end. So here comes Biancacris and his crony. And right here, the RPM of the engine just cuts completely out. So at this point, I have to reverse. Because I've got no power, I'm not going to get up this slope and the car is rolling back. And, well, if I leave it in neutral, it's just going to sit there. And if I'm just going to not do anything, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. So, I start backing the car up. And you'll notice there, these two had already failed to get up the ridge. And this is where I start with my creative driving, because I have to get up this slope somehow. So they fire their gun at me, because apparently I'm supposed to tow a 15-ton vehicle up a ridge when you have 400 horsepower. I have 105, and this thing can barely accelerate past 30 miles an hour as it is. That is literally the only reason I can think of as to what's about to happen. So I then reverse, and I get caught up on the rocks and try to power through. So I get stuck, and I figured, oh, he's just giving me a bit of a boost. That's helpful. So now we can start working over the enemy team, because, well, this guy spotted us as we're coming through here, so maybe I could have some help and we can start clearing up the flank. But no. He instead to decide, with his buddy, might I add, who's giving him a boost, to shove me into enemy fire for absolutely no reason. And it's going to get better once we get towards the end, because these two are actually representing a squadron. Not just any squadron, a streamer's squadron. So, his buddy stops. I take my first hit and lose my entire turret crew. And he's not stopping. He's just going to keep shoving me for absolutely no reason. I take another hit. And then my vehicle is destroyed. What was the reason for that? We had an entire flank which we could have worked together on and cleared this flank, but instead you decide to do that for absolutely no reason. Don't worry, he's soon going to be taken out very quickly after that. Because apparently karma does like to strike rather nicely. But like I was saying, what was the reason for this? And as you can see, they're getting slaughtered now. There goes his buddy. And soon enough, he's going to go as well. Because that BT-7 that killed me is about to take him out. So what was the reason behind that? You've just cost the team 3 vehicles. We have a grand total of no kills from between us 3. And you didn't even think that was beneficial to the team? Well, just proves what kind of player we're dealing with here, doesn't it? So I'm not focusing on Royal Boss, although he did condone this behaviour, so you are more than welcome to report him. I'm more going to focus on Biancacris. But before I do, this is what I mean. He is representing a Twitch streamer who I've never even heard of, I'll be brutally honest. I don't pay that much attention to Twitch. He is representing a Chinese streamer. Now, as I always say, if you're going to do things in-game under a squadron tag, you're not just representing yourself, you're representing the squadron itself. So, how is someone going to think when they see behaviour like this from you? They're going to automatically assume that all squadron members from this squadron are that bad. Now, I'm not saying they are, before anyone tries to twist my words. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that 2 bad apples can very easily ruin the bunch. I know you've probably heard that saying 1,000 times, but you get my point. So, let's take a look at his player card, and as you'll see, he has a rather high number of matches, 7,300 games in RB, 3,700 in AB, and of course 2 in Sim. But then we take a look at his player card, and well, there's no other way of putting this, he's tanker trash, is what we nickname this sort of player. His match overall statistics are very poor, as we can tell. I mean, 39% win rate on the BMP here, and then we go down to the lower tier sort of vehicles when we meet things like 42% with the T-34 and it's not even much better in AB. That's the best part. And with Sim, it says 2 finished matches. This clearly isn't 2 finished matches, but, you know. This is just proving exactly what I mean about representing yourself as well as the squadron. What is someone going to think when they see this player doing things like this to other players who have done no harm and done nothing wrong? As I said, not all bad apples ruin the entire bunch, but with these 2, I'd be very careful about them. But of course, as usual, if you don't know how to report these players, you go down to complain, and you can actually put this under team kill, because for those that don't actually know, it's in the terms of service that, at least part of the terms of service, that you cannot, at least in terms of team killing, you can't actually do that to friendly players. It falls under team killing. It's either terms of service or the actual game rules. I can't remember which. I think it's under terms of service, but I might be wrong. Either way, this is behaviour that should not be happening. And as I said, don't be like this if you're representing a squadron, because you're not just representing yourself, you're representing them, and they're not going to like that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing this scumbag get his just desserts immediately after killing me, pretty much. Well, getting me killed, I should say. Make sure to report this player, and keep very stern eye out for this player and his buddy, because something tells me this appears to be their MO. But anyway, I'm going to leave it all to it for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing this scumbag get his just desserts, and I'll see you all on the next one.